Listen, I'm about my paper, I'm sticking to the mission. Niggas you started with won't be there when you get riches. They'll leave praying that you sink like dirty dishes. I'm praying to God, hoping he can hear all of my wishes. And I'm a real nigga, so don't go and test my gangster. I'm sitting low in this Hemi, now it's see you later. I'm all about my cheese, but I'm trying to go be greater. They see I'm going up, now the fans they turn to haters. Went and took a few trips so I could clear my head.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. Happy fucking Thursday.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's go. I'm hype. I'm working an Oliver Tree concert tomorrow.
Yeah.
House of Blues, my last shift at House of Blues, man.
How big is that place? It's small, right? I think I've seen it.
It's probably like 1,500. I don't know. That's a good question.
That's cool.
I'm always curious about that shit, though. I'm always looking at, like, what's the seating capacity?
You didn't go to
of this event?
Slash, right? He was there.
No.
He was there recently.
Was not there, no. All right. Ready? Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to episode 16. 16, I said. Of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. I am your host, V Chenzo. I'm here with my co-host, Kyle motherfucking Shea.
What's going on, folks? It's a fucking Thursday.
It's a fucking
Trying to have
Thursday.
some fucking fun.
We're drinking some beers on the podskeee.
We got a special guest.
And we are here today with our guest, very talented songwriter, rapper, music artist, creative mind. My guy, Lani3x.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming on,
Appreciate it.
man.
Thanks for coming, bro. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I mean, it's been a lot of time, you know?
Yeah, we were just catching up before we started filming the podcast, and we were waiting for Kyle to pop out. And, yeah, we're just catching up. So me and Lonnie went to high school together.
Yeah.
Same grade?
No. I was 2 years. I was 2 years younger than him.
Yeah, so he was a sophomore when I was... So you were in Sam McGrath's grade, yeah.
We both graduated 19.
So yeah, he's friends with
Who
Sam.
we've had on the podcast, which was my favorite, probably.
Yeah, that
just
one
his
was
crazy ass
legendary.
stories.
Yeah, that's my dog too. That's really my boy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when they were sophomores, I was a senior, and me and him played football together. So me and him were always like
Fucking around with each
fucking
other, and shit
talking
like that.
shit on the sidelines
Yeah.
and shit. Wide receiver drills, we were fucking running that
Yeah,
shit
we was
together.
going out. But yeah,
Warming the benches up.
right. That shit was mad fun. I always think about that too, like going back. At least sophomore year, being like, yo, I had like, cause y'all grade was like mad cool. You guys had a good ass grade, and it was just they were just good ass dudes. Everybody in there. So,
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I really fuck with most of them. Like,
Yeah, dude. I mean, I always was fucking with like all of the younger dudes on the football team, just
Yeah.
trying to like just pass that good energy on, you know, just
yeah.
like y'all can do whatever you fucking want.
That's
like,
why you got the Endless Enjoyment Podcast.
There you go. You got the name right and everything.
Good. Fucking- yeah, dude, I kept it going, dude. You
Yeah.
know, I had to. That's just like I've lived by that shit, you know,
Yeah.
since then. You know, that was like a huge point in my life, I guess. Just like really pivotal, even though
Yeah.
like
For everybody.
like even I wasn't good at football, dude,
Yeah.
but like I love being a part of the group and
Yeah.
just like that
You-
brotherhood that you get
I was
on
just
being
about to say.
a team,
Yep.
just going through fucking hell together.
There's
so.
nothing like it. There's always like fucking hilarious dudes on a team.
Yeah.
All that stuff, like just
It's funny.
ball
shit.
busting. It's so much fun.
I was a
Yeah.
music guy, dude. Like, not surprised that that's what I'm still doing. I feel
Yeah.
like I was making like the warm up CDs for our fucking team
Yeah.
and like playing music in the locker room. We had these huge speakers in the locker room. Just
Could hear that shit up the next floor. Like you could literally hear it. You in
We were
math class and
bumping.
that shit's like bumping. Like literally the walls just shaking. Like, you could literally hear it like that. That shit was nuts. I think about that every day. Liam down in the locker room texting me. Like, yo, you could hear that shit for real? Like, yeah. You could really hear that
From
in
a
class.
classroom?
From the classroom. It's
Oh
like
my
teacher,
God, that's
my
so
teacher.
funny.
What the fuck was his name? He was a math teacher. Math, like I don't even know. I'm not gonna talk shit, but like he was like I don't know. I didn't fuck with him. He,
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
what the hell? Mr. Smith.
Yep. I was talking to him the other day, man. I was like, I never had you as a teacher, but one time I had detention and you were the teacher.
I mean, like, not fuck with him, like, on a personal level. I never had, like, oh, that's my favorite teacher type shit. Not no bad shit. But, yeah, we in the class, and he's writing on the board. He's like, can you guys hear that? Can you? I'm like, no shit. Like, that shit's literally banging the walls. Like, we could hear everything going on in there.
We're just, like, in gym class bumping tunes.
Yeah, right. That's literally what was happening. It was just right before class. And then I think after y'all was gone, and the grade below you turned seniors, then that's when it's like, yo, y'all got to get this shit out of here. Like, everybody's trying to learn and shit like that, you know what I mean? So,
but like nothing beats like after a win, you know,
Yeah.
playing that shit in the locker room. Like we be bumping like Taylor Gang, like the song Taylor Gang by Wiz and Chevy Woods, dude.
yeah, bro.
Or what else? Like fucking
what's that song? I don't even know.
Eminem, dude, and
Yeah, or
Crack a Bottle, dude.
what the fuck is this? I don't know if that was Yo the year after. The shit with Gucci and 2 Chainz and Drake. What the fuck is that song called?
You know?
No, it's not good cushion alcohol.
No, that's Future.
Good drink. We was playing that shit. I don't know if that was you or the Great Below, but we was playing that shit on the
That
reg.
song's a bop throwback.
Yeah, shit was tough. Or that T-Pain song, you got to let me in, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know, some shit like that. I don't even know. That shit was dope. But
Man, so what was like high school like? You know, after I left, like
I don't know. Like I was still trying to. Like I came from a different town, so with different set views and shit like that. Like on stuff. Like I'm literally just trying to. Everybody's focused on their school, and it's just like for me, I'm like, yo, I'm either doing football, or I'm not doing nothing. Like, you know what I mean? And like, I'm saying like a lot.
see you catch yourself.
Yeah, right. It just every year the people that you really looking up to and stuff like that, they keep going.
Right.
Like it kind of makes you a little upset and sad. It's like, yo, I don't even got the big homies no more. Like I can't even ask them no shit. Like, oh, like how do I deal with this fucking teacher type shit? Like that's what I was thinking about when I was in school. But then you like get to that really puts you in a position when you like in life. It's like, yo, you gonna have these people. They're gonna come and they're gonna go. You know. So that's really what I'm thinking about right now.
Then you become the seniors, and then there's
Yeah,
all these
right.
freshmen. You're like, who the fuck are these kids?
Yeah, and you're like, I
When
don't give
you're
a fuck about you. I'm trying to get up out of here. You know?
When you're freshmen, you know all the cool seniors. Like, oh yeah, that
Yeah.
fucking kid. Blah,
they
blah, blah.
inviting you out and shit like that.
Oh, he's got a license.
Yeah, right,
He can
right.
drive me to school.
Right. But yeah, that's how I was looking at it when I got to my senior year. I was really like, oh, these people really coming and going, and they really focus on themselves type shit, you know. So I looked up to them, but then I understand the position that you guys was in when it's like, yo, it's like, you young as shit. I'm about to go to college. I'm about to go get some pussy. Like, I'm about to go have fun. Like, I'm not really caring about what you little sophomore, freshman, that niggas is doing. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah, I feel like when everyone's in that position for themselves, by the time they're in that moment of like being a junior, senior, whatever, they're ready to get the fuck out.
Yeah,
of
nobody's
there.
trying to deal with that shit.
Like it's
like-
time to go.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers got to go.
Yeah, right. Nobody's trying to do that, but it was I had a good experience for the time that I was there. Like it really taught me a lot that I'm bringing into my life right now, you know. So
Yeah, we were very lucky, you know, just to be at a good school and have good teachers and you know people that gave a shit and. Like, I've seen a lot of my teachers recently just, like, thanking them for, like, you know, I was kind of, like, a wild child back then, but...
Oh, you telling me, bro? Hey, man.
Do you remember the story about him getting bopped, his car and all
I
that?
think what was it? We was in some type of drill or some shit. We was on the locker rooms, and then they opened the trunk and just found some crazy shit, some shit like that.
my sister was driving my car, though. I was at home. Funny-ass story. We told it on the episode with her on it. We were talking about that story. But...
Yeah, that shit. I was like,
Oh no, Vinny got
right. And then like when I hear cops involved with shit, I'm just like, oh my, like get fucked, bro. Like there's no coming back from that. Like,
at least you didn't like the classic get into a fight and get. Did you like when you when kids got in a fight at your guys' school, did they get taken out in cuffs?
I never seen no fights at Norton.
Really?
I only seen fights when I was in middle school.
There were fights at Bridgewater.
Really?
Yeah, there
I
were a
could
few.
see that. I could see that.
That's a huge school.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a couple fights in Norton, but nothing was like.
Cause
crazy.
like, I'm gonna be honest, I came to Norton, I was ready to get my groove on. You know, I'm ready to fight anybody who's talking shit to me.
Where'd you come from?
I was living in Braintree
Okay.
for a little bit, and that really before that, I was living everywhere. So I was living in Attleboro when I first moved to Mass, and then I was living in Braintree in Boston, and that right there was really like that changed my mindset. Like that really made me like what I am right now. And now I'm like seeing people fight, and I'm like, yo, that's how you handle the situation. So that's what we gonna roll with, you know? And then I get to Norton, and it's like somebody's talking shit to me. It's like, yo, I'm about to beat your ass. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you're not gonna do anything to me. And it's like everybody's looking at you, ready to tell on you type shit. I'm like, yo, you niggas are weird, bro. Like, you guys are weirdos. But I kicked it. I didn't get no fights when I was in high school, thank God. Cause like,
Yeah, it's not worth
Stupid.
it.
yeah,
That's
that's
so
just
stupid.
That's like some childish ass shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta fight you for. But in that moment, you're a kid. You're like, yo, I'm really about to punch you in your mouth if you keep talking like that, you know. So that's what I brought with me when I went to Norton. I'm like, I'm not about to let nobody disrespect me. You feel me? So
And before you moved to Mass, so you've lived like you said you moved around a lot. You used to live in Florida, right?
yeah. So I was living in So I was born in Taunton. Lived in New Bedford for a little bit, and then we moved to West Palm. And then from West Palm, we moved to Orlando. And then we moved a couple times in Orlando. And then we finally made our way back out here to Attleboro.
But like middle school.
Yeah, so my fifth grade, I started at Coelho in Attleboro. And I was like, you know, when you like start moving so much, you just like, you going to a different school. You're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about you. Like,
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
not
even
about-
know it.
Yeah.
You don't even get to know anyone. You're just the Lone
it's
Ranger.
Like, I'm about to be gone in 6 months, so have your fun time. Like, you know what I mean?
You're
That's
like, hey, new guy.
Yeah,
Come
right?
here, let's be friends.
It's like,
no,
you don't want to be friends with me because I'm about to be out the door, bro.
you'll never see me again, bud.
Yeah, right? You got all these memories. I be looking through some stuff that I had from like 4th grade, 3rd grade, because I went to the same school when I like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade when I was in Florida, and I'd be looking at this stuff. I'm like, there's no way for me to find any of these people if I wanted to. So like,
Yeah, you don't like remember.
yeah, like you don't
anyone's-
even care about none of that stuff. And
Does anything stick out about you living in Florida though? Like, do you have any good memories of living there?
nah, I would never claim that. That's not, you know.
Right, you were young.
Yeah, that was young as shit. That never made me a man, you know. Like when I came out here, that's when I like picked up like the way that I talk, like all that type of shit. Like that's like what I, you know, that's really what's to me that matters, you know. So I'll never claim Florida. I'll never, you know what I mean. That's not, especially like it's like you from Florida. Like all right, bro. Like I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? It's like when people say, "Oh, you from over here?" Like, oh, that's dope. I can hear it. You know, like. You just develop certain traits. When people from Florida, when they talk, sometimes they don't have southern accents. They just have like normal weird ass accents. Like,
Just
that
in a
shit.
Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, right. Like, but even like, no matter how normal your accent is and stuff like that, like people will still pick up on it. You know, like Florida, I never even heard nothing that's like, you know. So I'll never claim that.
We
That's
rep
not-
the fucking mask.
Yeah,
dude.
right.
We are mass holes.
Right? At least like there's an attempt. Like what? You gonna come pop out with a southern accent from Florida? Like I'm not about to do that. Like that's stupid. But
You'll see next time you see me, dude. I'll be talking with a
yeah,
southern
right?
accent.
The country accent.
He'll be wearing a cowboy hat and
be on CMT or
Some
some
boots.
shit
Some
like that.
boots. Howdy, it's Cowboy Chenzo.
we need to get you a belt buckle, boy.
Fat, like
Giant,
bedazzled fucking
gigantic.
buckle, dude. Man. All right, yeah. So recently, Lonnie, what you been up to, bro?
So
After high school, you didn't go to college. You just been working, right?
yeah, so I've been working, trying to just get to my bucks and shit like that. And then I picked up videography for a little bit and just trying to see where that would take me because I'm like looking at Sam, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo, this nigga's doing his shit. Like, I'm about to see if I can pick up a camera. It can't be that hard, but it's everything that you do is gonna be hard. So
Yeah.
I did that for a little bit.
You gotta put the time in.
Yeah, I was doing that. I'm like, yo, I don't have time for this. Editing videos and shit like that. I'm not trying to do all that. Like,
It's a lot
takes
of work.
yeah, it takes too long. So I picked that up for probably like a couple months. Went to LA with him. Got to really see like what I want my life to be like type shit when I went to LA.
How was that experience? I've never been out to the West Coast.
Really?
What was it like?
I say it's shitty. I did not like LA. Like, it was dope. Like, you get being on the other side of the country, everything is different, obviously. Yeah. But I just didn't like it. Like, as far as like a civilian, you know, not no celebrity side, but like from a civilian standpoint, I was like, I don't fuck with this shit at all. There's nothing that, like, you gotta know this person to do that, to do this, and like, it's really a business. It's a business city. Everything that you do is related to your business. You going to this party for photo shoots or something like that, and then you're going to the next spot to go talk to whoever you got to talk to so you can get this. Or like, everybody's trying to get something from each other. That's what I took in my mind. But that's not a place that I really like look forward to going to. You know, that's just. But I went there, and then from there, I like chilled for a minute, and then I picked up music because Sam. And you probably seen Dom before, right?
Yeah.
With Sam?
Yeah, I've heard of him and like seen his work.
Yeah, so they were both telling me like, oh, do the music, like just do it, whatever, like who cares? Like at the end of the day when you're doing music, that you're just doing it for yourself. You're just doing it to benefit yourself. You're not looking towards like at least that's for me. I wasn't looking towards no money. I'm like, oh, just fuck it, let's just see what happens, whatever.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah, type shit. And then I did it, and then I've been rolling with that ever since. So I just been working on putting out quality music. So you'll hear I'll drop my first song to the third song that I've ever put out. You could hear the differences,
the progression and stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like every artist should push towards that. Don't just be putting out shit just because you got to put out shit. Mm-hmm. Everybody always says like, oh, you got to be consistent with your drops. You got to be, but when you're consistent with your drops, your music becomes shittier. And I noticed that with myself probably after a year in. I wanted to drop so bad this whole time. Like, I'm like, yo, let me just do it. But I didn't feel comfortable dropping music that, like, be honest, you trying to listen to something that's shitty in your car? No, you know? So I was really trying to work towards like quality over quantity, and that's been stuck in my head ever since. I only have probably 8 songs out total over 2 years. That's if you divide that up, it's 4 songs a year, but I dropped 3 of those songs in 1 year. You know what I mean? So I'm just really trying to work towards good music, and that's what I've been doing all of 2021. That's what I've been doing, just shit that you could eat up and it feels good to listen to, you know? So, but that's all I've been doing all 2021 and 2022. I got a good amount of things that I got to work on for like projects, all types of shit, videos, all shit. So, but that's what I went from LA to now. That's been my mindset. I don't give a fuck about nothing else.
Just focus on what you fuck with and like what you think is good for yourself.
Yeah. Cause like you'll have people in your ear telling you like, oh no, don't drop that. But you might feel like it's your best body of work. Like you only know your progression as much as other people. Like people can hear it, but you know what is gonna be better than other shit. And just cause you're trying something new doesn't mean it's good. You know, don't just throw that shit out. I'm telling this to everybody out there. Excuse me, this shit's making me burp.
Facts, we're always burping on the pod, dude.
But I try to tell that to like my young dudes. I'd be like, yo, don't just be sitting here dropping shit just because you feel like you need to drop something. Drop because it's like everybody, like the saying goes, like I don't even know what the saying, but like your hard work pays off. So when you putting in a lot of work on one specific song and you feel comfortable with it, then put it out. don't just put it out because you finished the song in an hour and you're like, yo, this shit's fucking tough. Let me drop that real quick.
Just say like that song I showed you earlier though.
Yeah.
I recorded that last night.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost ready to drop.
Yeah.
But I actually let that marinate probably for like a year. I wrote that song like a year ago, and they just like was still having like trouble, I guess, like finding the flow on it that I really wanted to get. And I just been practicing it a lot recently, and then I just knocked it out.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds fucking dope. But it's like it probably could sound better.
Yeah.
But with what I feel and like consistency, and I'm putting out this project out right now and moving away from the more emotional songs that I want to make and moving towards a more like confident, hype, motivational, celebratory raps or music, just maybe some other influences in there too. I just need to move past that idea. Like, I think it's good enough for me to just like put out and then move on to other ideas. Because even say with like my album that I put out a little over a year ago, my sound has become so much better since then.
Yeah.
And I could have just been like focusing on making that album as good as it possibly could be. Like those 9 songs that I recorded for it.
Yeah.
But since then, I've probably recorded another like 20 songs. Some of them like say like Young and Dumb, which is just like people love that fucking song, dude. It's like if I fucking, you know, stayed focused on those 9 songs, maybe I would have never written that one dope song.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel, like on the opposite end of the spectrum, I
Well,
guess.
I'm not saying to stay focused on those 9 songs. I'm saying just like I said, you could hear from my first, like the shit that I have right now in a vote is fucking nuts. You know, like it's literally like stuff that I didn't even know that I could do. Like this project that I have coming is stuff that I didn't know I could do. And I wasn't infatuated with the other shit that I was doing before. Like I wasn't like, oh fuck, I gotta make sure I keep tweaking this shit, keep tweaking. Cause for me, once I keep tweaking it, I don't fuck with it no more. And that was a throwaway. You know? So I just keep making shit like until the quality is there.
And you're excited to like hear it.
Yeah. It's like I also think about it as like, yo, if this was somebody out there, would I want to listen to it? If I wasn't making music, would I want to listen to this? If I'm like thinking about it every day and I'm like, yo, I'm about to play this in a car. Let me see like how I feel about it right now. A month will go by. I don't fuck with it no more. You know? That's like, imagine if I just dropped it on SoundCloud and then I dropped the next one on SoundCloud and I'm like, yo, these are ass. Somebody's gonna pull this up 10 years down the line and be like, yeah, this is ass, bro. Like nobody's trying to hear this.
But the best thing about that is, though, I think even if you were to do that, you know, you're like how we were just talking about how you're always improving.
Yeah.
If you put out something shitty, it's like you can only go up from there.
Yeah.
Or even if you put out something amazing, it's like, all right, what can I do that's better than that?
Yeah.
And both ways, I forget who was talking about this on the pod. Like, this is where I'm getting this idea from.
Yeah.
Someone was talking about it on the podcast here once. But fucking, oh, fuck, dude.
Are you talking about, well, so Curtis had the same thing. Like, we talk about this very often because we have a lot of guys that make music. So Curtis was saying the same thing. Like, he's very, like, just puts out very minimal. And I think the answer really is we learned with your buddy, Jake, is that, you know, you almost need that second opinion because, like when you're saying, you tweak with something and it's just not there. It's almost like you need that, like, producer type guy to step in and be like, all right, try this, try that, try this. And, you know, a guy who knows what he's doing kind of helps you get past that level that you need to be at.
But I don't put all my faith in
Another guy, yeah.
Not another guy, but I'm not putting all my faith in people who's just listening just to listen, you know. I got a good group of niggas that's behind me and I really like love them and they really care about my future with this, you know. So like I got my boy T, he'll literally call me, he'll be like, oh no, I'm not fucking with that. Or like I'll have my other homies come in and be like, yo, no, I'm not fucking with that. And it's people who listen to different types of shit. So yeah, you can take it in, but at the same time, I just dropped some shit just because I wanted to drop it, you know? Like, I felt like I sat on the song that I just dropped on SoundCloud, not finished, nothing. I was just like, let me just drop it, whatever. see what people think about it. I haven't put anything out since last August, and it's doing pretty good. And I was sitting on that for probably, I'll say 8-9 months, just sitting on it, you know.
See, at that point, you gotta put it out there, dude, and before it becomes like a throwaway.
Yeah, but
instead of just let people hear it, that let them be the judge if they like it or not.
And on top of that, that's the last song that I'm ever gonna drop like that for a little while, you know. So I was just like, let me stay consistent with the song that I dropped before, like as far as content wise, because it's basically the same genre. Put that out, and then I'll put this out, and that's all they get for right now. You know, because I have people that's telling me to drop shit, and I don't do it because it's just like I don't feel like people are. If you think about how many different artists you listen to on a daily, it's like, bro, you're not gonna care about this right now. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing with music and dropping shit. You shouldn't be. For me, you shouldn't just drop whenever you feel like the song is complete. Like, not complete in a sense of like. Once it gets mixed, don't drop it. That's what I mean. Like, if you feel like it's really complete, you added everything that you needed to add to it for you to feel good about it and shit like that, then drop it. But I'm not going to drop something that I feel like is halfway. I just finished it and it doesn't need no type of nothing on it. Like, there's no layers on it, no nothing on it. Like, there's nothing to fill it. I'm not putting that shit out just because I need to put something out. Like, what do you gain from that? There's nothing to gain from that besides the lowest amount of views you could possibly think of on it, you know? That's my mindset. And I know people disagree with that, but everybody has their different routes on it, you know? Everybody's music career is going to take them in a different way.
So what's got to be? To give us an example, your gut has to feel right about it, and your friends are like this, and it's the right moment to drop it?
Yeah, like you'll know. For me,
it just hits you.
Yeah, you'll just be like, for the song that I just put out, it's only on SoundCloud or whatever, but I just was like, I was sitting there. I'm thinking, and then I thought of that song, and I was like, maybe this is the time to drop that shit. Like, it's been a while, you know? And I listened to it probably like 50 times over and over again. Just to see. And it has a raw sound to it. It's a SoundCloud song. That's why I put it out, but I just sat there, kept listening to it. I'm like, fuck it. Let me just do it. I feel like this is the right time to do it. And
you could have the like profound realization that's like, it's time.
Right. Versus when you set a timeline on it and you're like, fuck, I got to make sure all this shit is done by this timeline, and you don't really have a good chance to like fill it out. That's why so many projects right now get delayed. You feel?
Yeah, I'm kind of going through this right now with finishing this mixtape I'm working on, because I have like a few beats of songs I've been writing, songs that are close to finish writing. I still got to record them, and I'm trying to put the project out before I leave, which is only 20 days. So it's like I got, 3 to 5 songs, depending on which ones make the mixtape to get done. But like I'm also talking about just like, this is just like I'm trying to close this chapter, and I don't want to carry it over. So it's more of like, all right, if I really focus, like what can I get done?
Yeah.
Before then, just so I can just put it out and just like move on to the next chapter.
But see, like that's how for me as an artist, I can't be like, let me just move on. You know, everybody has their own way of doing stuff. I will never take that away from anyone because everybody has their own process. That's just being a creative. That's how we are, you know. But a timeline. Like right now, I'm struggling because I'm like, yo, I have a timeline on a project right now. This is like scary. What if nothing gets finished by then? And what if I don't feel right about it? You know? So, timelines I cannot fuck with at all because I just feel like the work is not complete. You know?
So maybe you just like not announce that that's the date you're gonna drop on. I feel like announcing dates always fucking
because it's like I have the date in my mind. I just feel like I gotta make sure everything is clear and I feel comfortable with my project, you know?
Yeah, so I kind of think this goes with the idea of like attachment, honestly. Like, don't get too attached to that date. Work towards it, and like that can be your goal, but if it doesn't happen, don't be so attached to it. It's not the end of the world. You can fucking push it back. It's just like, you hate to fucking like announce like, oh, it's coming out this day, and then it's like, oh no, it's not. It's coming out this day.
That's why I don't really even like. I don't really even say, cause like for me, everything that I do is like I look at it like it's like this is my child, you know. Like this is really like I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. Like you literally sitting in the studio and like you just saying your shit and you're crying. Like that's your emotions. Like you're literally putting so much into it. Why a baby doesn't have they have a due date, but the baby doesn't always come out. So why do that to your project that you treating like that? You feel me? So that's how I think about it when I'm working on something. And right now that's how I'm feeling, you know. Like I want to make sure that everything is complete until I really give it an announcement date and put everything that I put into it to the people, like give that to the people, you know. So
I feel you, man. It's like I haven't set a date on this project yet, even though I know it's gonna be like ASAP. But once it's finished and I have like a couple weeks, like those couple weeks, I'm gonna be promoting the shit out of it and really just like getting it out there, and just like that's gonna be probably a while before I drop something else again, you know?
yeah.
Just because like I feel like the few months after releasing a project, it's like, all right, now it's time to focus on the next idea and like really hone in on that shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm excited to see what you've been, like, working on and, like, you know, the time that you take to put it out, dude.
Yeah.
And just what it all ends up, you know, how it's delivered.
Yeah. Because I literally even say it sometimes in my song. Like, I would literally be recording or whatever. I'd be like, oh, they'll be talking about when I'm going to drop. I don't know. Like, I don't know when I'm going to drop. Because I literally, like, even my boys take that as, like, a funny thing. It's just, like he literally don't.
It's a
drop
guessing game, though. It's funny, though. And then when you do, they're like, oh, shit. It's always, like, a celebratory thing. Like, any night that I drop a song, I've dropped probably, like, you know, a handful of projects and, like, 70 songs total. It's like each one is like, you know, a special moment. Like once that time comes, it's like, all right.
You're making it. That's your child, like growing up, you know, like you. And then finally, when you put it out, it's like you sending them off to college, shit, you know, like
do your thing.
Yeah,
Blossom.
like it's finally time for you to go out there and experience the world, you know. So I feel like people should come with the mindset like that for their bodies of work, you know. Don't. It's always quality over quantity. And I see some of my favorite artists sometimes, like, they'll just literally put out garbage, and it's just like, I'm not trying to listen to this right now. Like, you failed me as a fan, you know?
See, I feel like a lot of great artists, though, are hit and miss, in my opinion. Like, people that I fuck with heavy, like, say, first two examples that come to mind, Lil Yachty and Kodak Black.
Mm-hmm.
Two artists I fuck with a lot, just who they are as people. They have a lot of great songs, but they have some trash-ass music, dude. And that's just because I feel like they put that trial and error of, like, I'm going to try this and put this out and put more shit out.
So, like, Yachty, he takes his time with some shit, you know? He only has probably, not that many projects out. Kodak, if you think about how many projects Kodak has, you're going to have more misses than hits, you feel me?
Yeah, so it's like, I feel like, you know, sometimes even if you're doing quantity, the cream rises to the top, you know, with the best of the best rises to the top.
People always tell me, you'll never know if you don't put this song out. I'm like, yo, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Yeah, I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate, like both sides. Like I see where you're coming from, but I also see, like, I don't know, sometimes quantity is like, if you work on a bunch of different songs, one is bound to be way better than all of them, and you find, all right, this one's fucking, and maybe that's the one you focus on for the time being.
For sure. I don't know. It's a very, I feel like this is like a conversation that everybody has, you know, because
we've had this a lot.
We've
had this a lot.
No one actually knows when to drop, you know, like no one. You have to feel that in your body and be like, yo, in your mind and be like, I think it's time.
And I agree with that. You gotta, and I would say the same for myself. It's like you move off instinct, kind of. It's like when it feels right and you trust your gut that it's the time. Then,
because some artists will literally be out here and be like, yo, it's been 2 weeks. It's Thursday. We gotta make sure this gets out you know.
Yeah.
And you can't operate. Like
I've gone
that.
months without putting out music. For the most part, since I started making music 4 years ago, it's like I'll never go more than like a couple months without putting something out.
Yeah, I only drop I'll probably drop like, excuse me, every 4 months, 5 months, because it's like that whole time I'm taking the time to also experience stuff to put into the music, and then
You gotta live life.
yeah, and then making sure it's the right thing to put out. For me, at least, I'm trying to send the right message in the songs. I'm trying to make sure people can vibe to it. You know, everybody's gonna feel a different type of way when you listen to music. So, like you gotta really hone in and try to reach the people that you want to reach. So I'm not trying to just like be like, all right, I'm putting this out and then I'm gonna put like a love song out the next day. You know what I mean? Like I just put the hardest shit out ever, and then the next week I just put the saddest shit out ever. Like, what do you want me to feel like as a fan? Like, I just it really takes time to figure out what you want from the music, you know.
And
So,
build your brand kind of as an
Yeah.
artist and who you are.
especially just still like like I said to you, this is probably like my second year. Second year in. Like, it's still early for me, you
Yeah.
know. I'm still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work and stick to my sound. There was a point where I was getting to like a different sound. I'm like, whoa, I need to dial it back. Type shit, you know? So, that's why I really take some time too, because it's just like, what if you start getting sidetracked and then you develop like a different sound that you don't even like? You know, I was listening to the music before. I'm like, I do not fuck with this. Like, I can't even listen. I won't even play the songs that I made before. Like, it's just not it, you know?
Yeah, you gotta fuck with, and that's a beautiful feeling when you do fuck with what you're making. It's like, wow, this is like myself on a track, dude.
Literally.
And that brings me back to like, oh, if I can do this, then what else can I do?
Yeah.
And what's also on my mind right now, just thinking about consistency, is fuck, I'm losing one with
He lost it. So I kind of want to hear like what do you mean by like? Can you just go in more depth with like, oh, I didn't like that type of sound. I like this type.
So
What were you into where you're like, no, I can't do this?
So I've been doing like, when I first started, I was getting into like the drill scene. I don't know if you guys listen to that type of music but I was getting into that a little bit. I was like, oh, this is dope as fuck. You know, like this is fun. Just like you just saying whatever the fuck you want to say on a hard ass beat, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to continue with that, see where it goes. Didn't do that for a little bit, and then I started. Once it came back again, I started it, and I started screaming on the songs, like screaming, like yelling, like I didn't fuck with that, you know. Like it was just a really like high, raspy, but like it was high pitched, raspy, and deep at the same time. And I was just like, I don't fuck with this. Like this shit is not really like. Like I can't listen to this in a song, like in the car. Like I can't. This is not even fire at all. Like I gotta really put that off into the trash, you know. So that's the direction that I went, and it like it resonated. I was able to notice it, you know, and just fix that before it got bad, because I would have just changed my whole, like you said, my whole brand and fuck everything, you know, because it's just like. I just listened to a song where you was chilling and now you screaming at me on the track. You know, nobody's trying to hear you screaming at him on the track. But that's what I meant when I was saying you kind of get lost in it. So
yeah, it's tough being like a critic of your own music. It's like at the same time you gotta be your own biggest fan, but you also like your own biggest hater too. It's like whenever you do something that's like cringy, dude, you're just like, fuck, why did I even do that, dude? Or like, nah, that's not the move, bro. Like
I'll be playing it in the studio and I'll be like, oh yeah, this shit's fire, but then everybody's over there. I'll be like,
and it takes
bop
time.
your head. Make sure you bop your head.
I feel like it takes time too to just get used to your own voice and get comfortable with it on a mic.
Yeah, for sure. Because in the beginning too, you're like, you never heard yourself doing that type of shit, so you're like, oh, this sounds weird. Why did I just say that?
Sounds like a little too low or a little too high, or something's off.
It sounds like you're not confident.
Yeah,
Right,
and people can hear that. So when I first started, I wasn't confident when I was making music, and I was like, oh, it's all right. Like, I'll probably listen to it if it like came out in like 2013, you know, like I wouldn't listen to it right now, but now I'm at a point where I feel like confident in it, and hearing my voice makes me like actually like, oh, this sounds good. Like, this is really a good step in the right direction, you know?
You can feel it, yeah.
Yeah. But before I used to be like, I don't know if this is for me, man. You know, I used to sit there and be like, I don't know.
Trust
if
me,
this is
man. When I first started recording shit, dude, like I would get so frustrated because I just couldn't get my voice to sound the way that I like imagined it to
Yeah.
be, and how I wanted to. So it's like it was really hard to finish certain songs. Like I would go through recording them multiple times, and it just like it takes like working with the right people too, like that can help you achieve that sound. Like I'm very lucky to have.
like even right now, like I've started trying to sing and shit like that. And so I'm like really around a lot of artists that can sing, trying to see. It's like more of like a little TJ type thing, you know,
Melodic rapping,
melodic
yeah.
rapping. And I'm trying to figure that out and try to see if I could do that, because it's like
That's what's more popular for
it's
sure.
yeah, and not even that it's popular. It's just trying to step a little bit out of my comfort zone, because I feel like I accomplished my sound now, you know. So I'm trying to step out a little bit, see if I could do it, dip my toe in the water, you know. And if the water's too hot, I'm gonna go back to what I've been doing, you know. So
Go for it, man. You just gotta do what's comfortable. Like too, you have an interesting voice. It is kind of like raspy, and you
Yeah.
can get aggressive with it. But you
Yeah.
could also try to do something more smooth and emotional.
And that's what this project is. It's really I really tap into like my life and shit like that, and just trying to get people an idea of my emotions into music, not just getting on the track and screaming type shit. You
Yeah,
know, 'cause
your
that's-
perspective,
Yeah,
how you got to where you are.
and just life, like life
Lonnie's
is hard.
world.
Yeah, you know, like life is hard, and I want you to be able to feel me, and I'm going through the same things that you're going through,
Yeah.
type shit. So that's what I've been really trying to. That's my idea of this project.
Some
and-
relatable shit.
Yeah, and it has stuff that people want to listen to. That's another thing. I'll play the songs over and over and over again, knowing knowing it's not the first time I played it. I'll be like, yo, I just made this shit. Should be sitting for like 2 months. I'll be like, yeah, this shit's tough, right? And then I'll get a good amount of people tell me, yeah, that's just going, you know. But that's where I'm going with my project right now.
Is there a name for it? You got like a
Yeah,
title?
I do.
Spill the beans.
It's called Time. Just because I feel like everybody is encountering time, you know, like not encountering, but everybody goes through time, and
That's all we got, man.
yeah, everybody has time, and one day your time is gonna end, and that's really what my project is focused on. Just trying to take advantage of the blessing you was given here, you know. So that's really what my project is directed towards, and all the time that I've lost doing stupid shit.
Yeah. There's nothing
Or-
like the present moment,
Yeah.
dude. Big thing I've been thinking about a lot, like recently, just like not dwelling in the past too much or thinking about the future too much, just enjoying the present moment. And even like this podcast is a great example of it because it flies by, dude. We do like hours of podcast and it goes by like that, dude. But like you try to enjoy this moment that we're just actually sitting here in front of this camera, like catching up with each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just fucking trippy, man.
Yeah, and like you said, just not dwelling on the past and not thinking too far in the future. That's really what it is. Like,
Because the present moment is a moment that you could change your whole fucking
yeah,
life, dude. If you take a certain fucking step in this direction, like you have the power to fucking create whatever life that it is that you want to live.
and that you're saying it perfectly of what the project is. That's literally what I've been saying, and it's like,
Use time to your advantage.
yeah, and I say shit that could have happened to me that didn't.
Yeah, if you went,
know?
if you decided to go down a certain route.
Yeah,
you know?
like I could have just as easily got myself into some shit when I was living in Boston. I was just talking to my mom about this, and she was like, yeah, like, thank God that didn't happen. But it's just like you have, I don't know, just I was focused on one thing and I could have been easily taken into something else, and fucked my life up.
But everything happens for a reason.
We all could've,
and I always
man.
talk
It
about
really
that
is.
too. Everything happens for a reason. So you're obviously like meant to be doing what you're doing, you know. And if you're enjoying yourself and you can make a life out of it, like,
Yeah, and it's like my mom was just telling me too. My mom is she's like my biggest supporter.
shout out to mom.
Shout out to
My
mom.
bro. I was talking. I show her like pretty much everything that I make, and even like the real crazy shit, you know.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. She'd be like, "Why you talk about drugs and killing and shit like that?" She'll say shit like that.
This
to
kid's
me.
the same. He's completely honest with his mother.
Yeah.
I'd be like, because it's like my life could have went that direction, or you just think with a different, like it's like a Lego character. You take the head off and put it on another one type shit. That's where your mind feels like it was going to a dark place, a bad place, and some of that music might be fire, but that's just like that's showing you where life could have gone, you know. And I'm taking advantage of my time right now, and that's why I really want to put this project out, because it's none of that. It has nothing to do with none of that. It's just
A little different.
Yeah, it's literally trying to show people like where your life could be if you don't buckle up and get your shit together. It's not everything is fun and games right now. You gotta really buckle up and get it together, because
Don't waste your time.
next thing you know, you 50 years old, and it's like, fuck, I was over there hanging out at the bar every day and thinking it's cool, and
We're lucky to be young, dude, and have a chance just to fucking have the at bat to
Yeah.
just try and fucking.
right.
And we at least, you know, are creative people that just have the courage and fucking just willpower to just do it, bro.
Yeah,
So many people that, you know, want to do shit like this that don't.
yeah, they're too scared.
And we put the time in, bro.
Yeah, right.
The time
Too
in.
scared. I be telling people, I'm like, yo, don't be scared. Just if you really want to do it,
You
just do it.
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
You're not gonna get famous off your first song.
You might, but
you
probably-
might, but
probably
it's
not.
very small
It'll
chance.
be a shitty TikTok song,
Yeah,
and you'll
But
never
that's
be
like,
heard from
then
again.
what are you gonna do
After
that's gonna
that.
be better than that?
Exactly. So just really, I'll tell this to everybody out there: if you really want to do it, just bite the bullet and just do it. Just
Gotta work for it.
yeah, because when you do it though, just make sure it's not gonna be an easy road. Because having that one song blow up, I'm still banking on it right now. But it's like winning a lotto ticket. That song
Yeah,
might
it
not,
really is.
like just 1 in a million. So
The thing about creating a catalog too, though, it's like if you have one song that blows up, maybe everyone that fucks with it, like fucks with you, and they go back and listen to all your other shit, dude,
yeah,
that you have out there. So that's like, at least if I start to like keep building a fan base, I have 70 other songs you can go listen to, you know,
yeah.
and I just keep putting shit out.
I've been really focused on trying to do features because of that. Because it's like I feel like I don't gotta drop if the other person wants to drop it, they could drop it. I'm gonna try my best on it, but
Right,
I
it's
don't have
not
to make that
your
decision,
choice.
you know?
It's
And
like,
it's
hey,
still-
it was up to him.
and it's still part of my catalog, you know. So I think about it like that too with the music. It's just I don't. That's one less stress for me too, you know. Like
we gotta get on a track together, bro.
for sure. Hey, bro, I'm open to shit. You know what I mean? Like I'll try to work on it the best way I can and just create a good body. Like you want to create a good body of work every time you go to the studio.
And try something new or something that you haven't said before. Try to convey some fucking.
Because if it don't work for me, I'll literally be like 30 seconds in the song and be like, yo, throw that shit in the trash. I don't want to hear it no more.
Next one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just
You'll
like,
know, because you'll know when it's right, and you just woohoo.
Yeah, you'll be like, shit, this shit is thumping right now. Fuck. But I had my engineer, I probably said like 4 words on it one time. Shout out Knicks. I said 4 words on it one time, and he's like, you want to keep running with it? Because I was struggling a little bit. And I was like, nah, fuck it. Let's just throw it away. Throw it in the trash. Because I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't mentally there for it. I didn't look at it as anything. It was just felt like I was just doing it just to do it. The next song we did, it was pretty good. It actually, I think, made it on my project. But I just kept trying at it, and I actually felt something towards it. Even though I was struggling with it, I felt something towards it. I felt an attachment towards it, like you were saying. So, yeah, I don't know.
I remember what I was gonna say though about consistency is like, say you're only dropping every couple months or so.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else like content wise that you would want to put out there? Because what I'm thinking like for us, or at least me, even if I put out music every now and then, me and Kyle got the podcast coming out every week. It's something that like, oh, by the way, Chenzo's still here. I still have music out. Go fucking stream that shit,
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean? Reminder of like, hey, I exist.
I want to work towards like trying to still be in the entertainment industry and like I don't know, doing like voiceovers for something like that. I don't know. I feel like people have told me I have the personality to do it.
What are you talking about, like animation or
yeah.
something? Dude,
Like,
that'd be sick.
You'd be
dude.
the next SpongeBob.
Some shit like that would be sick, bro.
So my engineer, we're really good friends type shit, like really, really good friends. And he was like, yo, you have like, you could like literally be on a TV show. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop gassing me up. I'm
Stop,
like,
bro.
yeah, literally, stop gassing me up. Like, that's just weird. And
Yeah, that's some dope shit though that you could actually make happen. I know like Wiz Khalifa's done like some voiceover,
and then I saw Vince Staples do it, and I really was like, oh shit, like a rapper did it. Like anybody could really do that, but if you venturing off into what you're normally doing and then you do something else, you have like another, like I didn't listen to a Vince Staples song since like I don't even know. And then when I see him in the show, I was like, oh, I remember this one song, like, but I'll probably do something like that or get into podcasting. I don't know. There's so many different routes to take.
Yeah,
Being a creative, literally. So,
and it's hard to find shit to do without it feeling like a fucking chore and like it's something that you want to do. Like I was doing the vlogs for a little bit, which I'll probably bring back.
Yeah.
When I like moved to Nashville, like I'll vlog that shit and like that's something to put out. I got some footage from that last show I did that Kyle shot.
Yeah.
That I'll put out. We'll get some from the next show. We'll get, put that on my YouTube. Just keeping shit coming, just, as a reminder. I think that's, like, something that's important. Even if you're not dropping the music, at least you're, even if it's, like, you're taking pics in the studio. And
Keeping the fans interested in shit like that. Yeah.
And just writing, like, a little bit of something, like, what's going on right now. You don't have to keep them, like...
too involved.
Yeah, but you gotta... Yeah.
Let them know what's going on in your life. Yeah. I really enjoyed this though. Like I really like to, not like to talk because I feel like that can be taken a bad way sometimes.
Right.
But I really
A conversation.
But we're talking about like ideas, man. We're not like talking about other people and shit like that. We're talking about like how are we gonna be better people at what we do and shit.
For sure.
And like we're catching up. We haven't seen each other for a minute. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, dude. It's just like these conversations, it's always just positive shit that we're spreading. Enjoyment.
Yeah.
Endless enjoyment.
Another thing is that, like, we've talked about this. Like, you guys were talking about your high school days, the football team. Imagine the football team recorded a conversation, like an hour conversation.
Yeah.
You'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
We'll be able to hear this in, like, 10 years.
Yeah, so I'm saying we can always look back and be like, dude, see what we were talking about? And then, like, we'll have you back on the podcast, at some point. Kind of like me and you were talking about earlier before the pod started, was that like, fuck, dude, I'm always struggling with this. Oh fuck, dude. It's like always just on like the tip of my tongue when I'm fucking. So much going on in the pod.
So
this
is my job when Vinny's weed brain goes off.
Fuck you.
I gotta bring it back. What
Real
I love the voiceover idea. Like, what is like one of your favorite like movies like that, or shows? What do you like for like entertainment?
I don't even really.
Do you have a
know.
favorite TV show or
like
movie?
When I was younger, like watching cartoons and shit like that. I watched. You ever watch Proud Family? Watch that show on Disney Channel. Yeah, that's like really what I like when I thought about doing it. I'm like, yo, that's funny. Like I could do something like that.
And they brought that shit back, didn't they?
So like it's just like you think about like the pops that's in the show. Like you'd be like, oh yeah, I could do something like that. So when he told me, I was like, oh yeah, like maybe that I don't rule anything out that people tell me as a route. I'll keep it in the back of my head. I might forget about it, but if it really means, I wouldn't have brought that up if I forgot about it.
Right. Yeah.
So I definitely think that might be a route for me, but right now I just really am focused on the music shit. Even like I don't know, even if like Morgan Freeman did the 21 Savage project thing, talking like that, like that's something cool too. Like you could do something like that, and there's just there's endless opportunities to once you get to a certain point. So.
Endless enjoyment. Yeah, the opportunities are really endless. I agree with that. And just like life is what you make it, and you get to choose what that shit is. Like,
Yeah.
The field of infinite possibilities, dude. You just get to fucking back to like what we were talking about with like time. Like you could go down this route, you could go down that route.
Yeah.
It's like
You really got to take advantage of the
every
time
moment
yeah.
that we are in is an opportunity. Like I could fucking destroy this whole set right now, dude.
Right.
Like, I could break all this shit if I fucking want, and it would just end up like
really
a completely different timeline
Yeah.
than what we would be in.
And that's like I said earlier. That's what I got into in the project. It's like, what if I had done this stuff? Like you just said. What if I was to flip this over and just fuck this, and you guys blow up, and then. What am I left with?
Lonnie storms off the Endless Enjoyment podcast.
It's like there's no enjoyment in that, like. So that's what I was.
So
might be a
did
little
you move
entertaining.
down to LA with Sam the same when he first moved to LA?
So I didn't move to LA.
Yeah, he
I
just
didn't.
Well,
yeah.
you visited him.
Yeah, so I visited him probably the year before. Cause he moved, so we went in December of 2019. So Rolling Loud in 2019 that week.
Well, he hadn't even moved there yet.
Yeah, he didn't even
So
move.
you guys
visited.
just went.
We just went on some visiting shit. He handled his business. We was just really getting a feel for what it would feel like.
Right.
So we was doing stuff like that, and like I said, just trying to see what it would feel like for us walking down Melrose, seeing what I think it's Fairfax High School. I don't even know, but seeing that school and just like seeing like I saw that school and I'm like thinking like, oh, Kid Cudi video. He walks right past that school.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I'm just like, oh, this is dope. This is like where people have been and started their careers at, and maybe this is something that I would want to look forward to too. Like starting my career and being here, but obviously I decided I didn't fuck with that, so I don't think I'll ever go to LA again.
Damn.
That's just not
Unless
not me.
you're on the road.
Yeah, probably. I'll
Torn.
probably be there for 2 hours and be out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really not trying to be over there.
What was the worst part about LA?
Time change.
Time change?
Yeah, the time
You
change.
get used to it though.
3 hours behind it.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, it's 10 o'clock. I'm mad tired right now. Like, usually 10 o'clock, I'm up. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, it's 10 o'clock and I'm tired. Like, I want to go to sleep. But it was that. And then just like looking at the city itself, I was just like, this is a piece of shit. But
It is.
we're also
It's
spoiled.
definitely-
You know, we're spoiled though, because like when you go to Boston, you're like, yo, the streets is nice. And
They're clean.
Yeah.
There's not a million bums on the street.
Right.
LA's, yeah. I understand.
So I was just feeling like that. I'm like, I don't know if I want to live over here having people knocking on my car window asking me for money. Like,
Dude, yeah, there's a decent homeless population in Nashville too. I remember I had to deal with a couple.
It's a problem there.
how'd you enjoy Nashville down there?
Dude, when I lived there, it was fucking best 2 months of my fucking. It was like 2.5 months before COVID happened. So there was like a tornado too that week, which my buddy Jake talked about on the pod. Jake Palin, I don't know if you know him. He's from North.
He almost got caught in that tornado.
Yeah, he was in the like he was driving home as the tornado was happening, dude, and he had to like pull off to the side of the
It's a
street.
good example of time. Like, he could have died that time.
And he's lucky to be alive. Shout out Chaco, but
You fit in nice down there though.
dude, it was just such. I've honestly never felt like I belonged somewhere more than there.
Yeah.
Like just the Southern hospitality, the music scene there, and just feeling involved with it, even though I was like only an intern, and just taking classes and stuff. It was literally, now that it's so far removed from that situation, it's 2 years ago. It's like, dude, that had the most profound impact on my life ever. It just like made me realize, like, because I'm like 4 years into doing the music shit now. I was like 2 years into it then. The amount of shit I've accomplished from that happened since then, it's like, dude, really what stuck with me the most was one of our like special guest speakers at like one of my classes one time was like, if you would take any amount of money right now to stop doing music for the rest of your life, walk the hell out of this room. You know what I mean? And it just stuck with me in that moment. It was like, I would never take anything to stop making music. Like, this is just what I love to do. And I will never, do anything differently. And it's just like, it just hit me in that moment. Like, fuck, dude.
And
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
There's not enough. I feel like that too. Like, you have a platform to say whatever you want. You know what I mean? I could get on a song and say whatever I literally want. Somebody's gonna listen to it no matter what. But I can literally say whatever I want, and that'll never be able to get taken away from me. If someone was to give me a certain amount, there's a problem with that today, because if I was to give some young kid from anywhere $1 million to be like, yo, don't post no more shit, I'm not trying to hear that no more. Here's $1 million. I'd be like, oh, fuck it. Like, I don't give a fuck. I was just doing that shit just to fuck around. They have no actual interest in the art.
Yeah.
And there's a problem with that today in society.
That people will do anything for clout.
Life
views,
is too easy nowadays,
It's just like nobody, and I'm learning that, like, just from the past couple years of my life, like, learning, like, hard work will eventually pay off. You're gonna go through your bad weeks, your bad days, like bad months,
years, man. I've been in it, dog.
You can have a bad year, but
it pays off.
It'll eventually pay off, and you've learned something from that, and that's why, like, I hate to keep going back to it. This project, literally,
dude.
I've had my ups and downs with it. Some of these songs are a year old.
It's good, man.
And it's just, it means a lot to me. And like I said, there's just, your hard work is going to pay off. And some of these kids today will literally take any amount of money. If I was to pay you $300,000 right now, walking with a bag for $300,000 to make you stop filming, would you stop doing it?
No.
Say, you can't film this podcast anymore.
No, you can't. Like, that shit's more important to you.
Yeah.
You can't
Your
stop
passions.
the dynamic duo.
Like, if I was just like, stop doing that, like, you would say no, because you have an actual, when you're doing a long haul.
That's why you go to school, like, or you don't even go to school. You do what Sam does and just be passionate about it, Like, right now I work at a film rental house right now. Like, it's literally all I do all day long,
Yeah.
You get obsessed with this type of your passions,
And
man. They're more
it shows
important.
that you're passionate about it. And like you said, with like your project, that you've been through the ups and downs, you're going to feel all those different emotions in that project.
Yeah. Like, I remember there was I think it was probably like 4 days. 4 days of me being in the studio. Not like for 24 hours at a time. But it was 4 days. I would get there at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and not leave until 5 a.m. Like, for 4 days,
Just grind all night.
Grinding, and just like, there's not enough. People will do their little 2 hours, 3 hours, and just be like, oh, fuck it, whatever. Like, But I literally done went broke over this shit, Like, I literally had $0 and gave my last $150 to my engineer to make sure, like, I can keep doing this, make sure that I'm actually fully into it. Literally wake up the next morning like, fuck, why did I do that?
It's an investment, though, dude. You got to invest in yourself, and it's going to you have to have that faith that, dude, someone could offer me $300,000 to stop doing this shit right now, bro. I'm gonna make $300 million.
Yeah, right.
Who's stopping me from accomplishing that, bro?
Exactly.
I'm gonna speak into existence right now. I'm gonna have $300 million eventually, bro. Maybe
I'm right there too. I'm trying to get $300 million.
Maybe not next year, but
sometime down the line,
you could be a billionaire, dude. There's people out here billionaires. Fuck it, dude. Why can't Chenzo and the Endless Enjoyment Squad have
Make sure you
$1
give me
billion?
$1 million when you do that, because I'm trying to see a little bit.
Bro,
of
we
money.
gonna be going on tour, just fucking around. Like, that's
Yeah.
the best part of once you do get a little, like, freedom and, like, financially, is that we can really start doing what we want, saying what we want. Like, we can film fucking high-ass quality podcast episodes. We can go on tour to crazy-ass cities and bring whoever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
And really show these people a good time and show what we're about, and, like, see that, like, in person, like, yo, we're passionate about this shit, and you can do it too if you fucking put the time in.
How do you guys feel about the being in a good financial state in order to make music? Do you guys feel like that you have to be in a good financial state to make music?
That's a good question.
Or anything? I'll say it like that.
I mean, you definitely got to be able to support yourself.
Well, I look at it like this. Just this is my example. Like when COVID happened, I was in college. I was doing DoorDash. I had no fucking money. I was broke. Then, right now I feel like I'm building my resume. Like I have a great job right now, and it's just like I think it's important to work towards your career. So I work a 9 to 5 right now, but it's building towards my resume. Like if I just like filmed videos and did like, work some random job all the time, it would just, it's not the smartest move for me. That's just how I feel. But you still got big goals. Yeah. That's just me. But
like, cause I'd literally been down to my last. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
It's been like,
what do you do for work?
Right now. No, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not
gonna. We can cut it. You can just tell us.
I don't do nothing for work right now. No, I do something for work, but I'm working at a restaurant right now.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but
you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do it. How old are you, man?
I just turned 21.
Yeah, so you're young.
Yeah,
guy.
literally.
Don't worry about it. Don't fucking.
Is it yesterday?
It's Tuesday.
Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you.
Happy 21st.
Sweet. So you're telling me, did you go to the bar for the first time finally?
Oh no, I've been.
You sneaking in?
I've been doing everything. I've been buying bottles at the club.
Good man.
I've been doing all that shit,
dude.
But
21, dude. You got a lot ahead of you, dude.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
I'm 22. I mean, it's
20-fucking-3, dude. Fucking
COVID is finally over, pretty much, and we
fucking knock on some wood, dude.
Yeah.
Goddamn, dude.
It's only over if you say it's over, I guess. But
I'm going down south. It don't fucking matter.
Yeah, man. But dude, you got your whole fucking life. He's
exactly.
a young man,
I think
but
about that a
he's
lot
smart.
Too. You have your whole life
because he
ahead
knows that time is fucking coming up on you. Don't fucking waste it.
Yeah, I'll be hearing.
So what you do with these next few years could fucking change your whole fucking life, dude.
And I feel like right now I've been working on my making music fucks with your mental. Like it literally, like I got in a point where I was like, yo, like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting my money into this? Like I literally, like, I believed in it so much that I was literally, like I just said, spending my last on it and focus only on that and not taking advantage of my time and being like, yo, let me just chill for a minute. And it was fucking with my mental. Like I was literally like, I'm spending all this fucking money on this shit. Like, why the fuck isn't this doing anything? Why am I not getting anywhere? And it was like, I just needed to sometimes that happens to me where I have to just take a step back from the music and just literally just chill for a minute and focus.
Get your priorities right.
Because it's just like, this thing is always going to be ticking, I got to make sure that if this don't work out for me, I'm still going to do it. But if it don't work out for me, I don't want to spend every last dollar I got on music. Right. And my life is, I'm working at CVS for the rest of my life. I'm not trying to do that for the rest of my life. So,
no.
I always think about that and think about the time is always ticking. You can never get that back,
It's motivating, I think, though, because what I'm thinking about is like, my perspective, like I've sunk a lot of money into what I've been doing, and in different ways it's paying off. It's just an investment that eventually, like, it's just gonna fucking hopefully pop through the fucking roof. But you gotta be able to support yourself and have the money to do other things, and
it's like, yo,
I got bills to pay, bro. I got loans that I'm just starting to pay and shit.
Thank God I don't
sucks,
got that,
bro.
I got a hefty car payment.
But it forces you, like, I have to work, or else my whole life is gonna
just go
implode.
Down the gutter,
And it's motivating because it's like, that passion comes across in my music because I'm really trying to fucking make it with this music, dude. I don't want to be working a regular job for the rest of my life. I will not work a regular job for the rest of my life. I'm gonna get rich or die trying.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure.
If you think about working and shit like that, like, how do you feel when you sitting at the job, like being a creative? Like, how do you feel sitting there? You like jittery and shit like that? You gotta be like.
I'm very lucky to like work at least my job right now is in the industry. Like it's music related. I'm
So you
working
enjoy it?
concerts all the time, and all the people that I work with know that I make music, and they're very supportive of where I'm at, and they believe like Chenzo's gonna be on stage at the Xfinity Center like a couple summers from now. It could be next fucking summer. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best part of it. Like that I have people that I work with and they believe that I'm really going to do this shit, and I really believe it. It's like no one's gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean, I'm sure with Kyle, it's like he's like working with people that are all very passionate about film. So when Kyle's directing a fucking blockbuster movie, dude, one day they're gonna be able to say, dude, like we were supporting Kyle Shea when he was working at our fucking rental place, you know?
Yeah. And I said it. I agree with you. Like, if you're not confident in yourself, like, then who's gonna believe in you and shit like that? But sometimes that demon will eat at you, you know? That literally will be like, you'll be like, yo, I don't know if I could. It's a whole lot of I don't knows.
I think the most important thing, you got to work at both. You got to work on the now and the dreams. You can't just do one. That's not going to work. I mean, it's just you gotta
do what
you
gotta
be
do.
financially secure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a tough fucking world. Have you seen the gas prices nowadays? It ain't fucking. We're not in Disneyland anymore, dude.
I feel you, boy.
It's fucking tough, bro.
Like,
I thought $350 was fucking too much, bro. Now it's
Yeah, I'm
$430, and I'm like,
So-
I should have been grateful for that.
We're gonna use him as so when you get down to Nashville, you're gonna have to find a job right away, of course.
At least I already have like a security job lined up already, dude. I'm gonna just be working concerts
good.
all summer. I think I'm gonna be working the Bonnaroo Festival too, which is pretty sick.
That's dope. I had one of the good kid I know, Jake. He moved down to New Orleans, and he's pursuing his music shit too. He's on the management side of stuff, and he loves it and stuff like that. But for me, he's like saying like, "Oh, this is probably gonna be the best decision I ever made." I don't know if that was for him. I don't know, but for me, it was like I can't do that until there's also so many things like when you leave here. I don't know for you, you probably don't feel like you got to do stuff. They always say get out of town so you can put on. Like, get out of town so you can put back on for everybody who's back home, you know? But I feel like I got to do it backwards. I got to put on before I go because it's just like you got to establish something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody down south is going to fuck with the accents, the type of music. Like, they got their own shit going on down there. Not everybody in the West is going to fuck with the type of music, you know? So I feel like in different genres too, like leaving, bro. I don't picture myself leaving anytime soon, you know.
Which is good, dude. Do your thing. Take over Mass, dude. Like I would love to do like take over just all of New England, but it's like I just know intuitively it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
Like I've had my time here, and I've formed a good following of like my friends and family around here. Everyone knows what I'm doing, and they fuck with it. And even if they don't fuck with it, they support me, you know, just because they love me and who I am.
Yeah. Because I literally I was like, yo, should I just go to the A? Should I just go? Let me think about it.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Let me just
It's only a 5-hour drive from Nashville.
I'm like, let me just go to the A. Let me go to the A. But it's like, I cannot do that. I have too much to prove to Massachusetts. Like,
and you got time. You could do it eventually, bro, if you wanted to.
But I just feel like
But you
right
should
now,
only have to prove to yourself, don't you think? No?
But not if you look at the direction the music industry is going out here, it's going in the right direction. Like we're really starting to get, you know. So why would I take a chance going down there and working with the 7th Young Thug that just came out of the east side of Atlanta? You know, why would I take the chance?
Right. You connect more with the music, the culture that's going on here.
Yeah, especially just
You'd be like taking a step back.
Yeah, you gotta start.
You gotta start over.
Yeah, it's like why would I do that? But in some instances, like it's just like I'm giving my point of view. Everybody, like him going to Nashville, fire as fuck. Like that's a once in a lifetime opportunity that people get to have sometimes, and some people like me are small minded. They're like, I'm not trying to leave, but it's not in a bad way. I try to think about it. It's like more of just like I'm looking at the way that the industry is going out here, and everybody is gonna have the opportunity to get some money, you know, like everybody's gonna have the opportunity to say what they want to say or be to the biggest platform. I was just talking to him about, do you know who Millie's is?
No.
So Millie's is from Cambridge, and he's been doing this for probably 10 years or some shit like that. And when I go to the studio, that's all everyone ever talks about. He left.
He's the example.
Yeah, he left, but he still comes back to support. But people do it all differently. Some people literally stay. Like, there's a artist from Dorchester, and there's an artist from another artist from Cambridge. They still there. Like, they still.
Stiz from Dorchester.
They still there though. Like, they still trying to put on, you know. And I feel like I'm not obligated to do that, but I feel like the responsibility to try to do that, especially for artists like me that don't have no hood, you know what I mean? They don't have no neighborhood that they really grew up in. I really was living everywhere. And
Yeah.
you want to put on for kids who's trying to make music that's doing stuff like that, you know, like they literally like, oh, I live in Seekonk, but I was really living in Boston for a good amount of time, you know, like I don't know. It's just a weird thing, you know.
I feel you, man, for sure. I mean, I've thought about it, like, and I would have liked to, you know, do more shows and just like take over the whole New England area before I left, but it's just like
It's a difficult thing to do.
I got an opportunity in front of me, dude, and I might just go fucking right up the East Coast, dude, if I can, you know, just like take over a little bit at a time. Like, I already have like my, you know, family here, and I already have kind of a life down in Nashville too. I have friends and not family, fuck it. I just have friends, mentors, you know,
That's dope.
people that I really like, and it's just like I've been meaning to get back to it. So I went for like a week when I graduated last summer. So that was like a year after I had lived there.
Yeah.
And almost a year ago now. And it's just like I got to reconnect with those people, and it was really like that first year of COVID. So it was like not much has happened since you left. So it's like it's like it really feels like I was gone for like a couple weeks and now I'm back, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like even now it's like going back there, they're all gonna remember like what happened when I was there, and they're more than willing to help me out because they know I got robbed of an opportunity there when COVID happened.
Yeah.
So I just have a lot of people that are gonna be supporting me, and like who knows where that could take me. And I'm excited for it just because it's like it's a whole new timeline. Like we're saying, like this is gonna be a whole new path that like who knows what could come out of it.
And that's a scary thing sometimes too.
It is scary. It's exciting though. Mixed emotions. I'm writing a song right now called Mixed Emotions I have mixed emotions about, you know, leaving.
Yeah.
But everything's been changing. Like I was saying to you before, I graduated college. I moved out of my childhood home.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm about to move 1,000 miles away, dude. Like, so much shit has been happening recently, and it's just like, it just feels like a really new beginning to life. Like, everything that I knew before is gone.
Yeah.
And now I have an opportunity to create whatever it is that I want to make life. And I just think that's a beautiful thing. Like a fresh start, dude. Just like,
I feel you on that.
it's just like,
when everything changes and then you finally catch a break, you're like my whole life changed. And I was like, fuck. Like I felt down, you know? I was like really like probably making the hardest music I ever made, but nobody's ever gonna hear it. But I was making the hardest music I felt like I ever made, but that's not the direction I wanted to go into, and I really wanted to tell my story too. Like, yeah, my life changed so much, and now it's like I'm catching my break too, you know? Like I caught my break, and it's like I'm doing good. I didn't put out a song for so long, and it's doing better than I thought it was gonna do, you know? I'm like, I might do 100 plays. Like, I might do 100 plays. Like, but it did way better than I thought. And I'm like, I caught my break, you know? Like, I really gone through so much, and then I finally did this, and it's like fire. Like, thank God, you know?
gotta live and learn, man. That's
Yeah.
what we were like, kind of what we've been talking about on this pod. We talked about it on the last one with Jake. dude, it's like, it's all you can do in life is learn, and like being your biggest critic too. It's tough. I've brought this line up before. I have a line from an unreleased song with George on it, Demi, shout out. And I say in the line, I'm just like, I'm my own biggest fan. No, I said, I'm my own hype man, biggest fan, and hater. So fuck you if you hating, because I can do it better. Just like, I'm going to like judge myself way more harshly than anybody could ever judge, because I know myself better than everything. So it's like, when I'm making shit that's like, you know, you're always going to be that constant critic of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's nice when you get something that you really fuck with and you can't help but just play it over and over. Like that song I showed you earlier, I've been bumping it all day today, bro. And just like, damn, like, I finally got that shit right.
You ever feel like you're too hard on yourself?
Oh, yeah. All the time, dude.
And I'm not the only one, right?
You gotta learn to not be so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
I'm a diamond in the rough.
You know yourself the best, man.
Yeah,
we all know ourselves way better than anyone else.
And I've been there too, where I've beaten myself up for, you know, shit that I've done, and it doesn't get you anywhere. It just holds you back. So it's like, all you can do is move forward, try to be better, learn from, you know, the experiences you have, and be better and create the path that you want to blaze. You have an opportunity to do whatever it is the fuck that you want to do.
So.
And like, you're only 21, man. It's like the shit that I would do to go back to being 21, dude.
I'm trying to make sure that I don't be like, oh, I want to be 21 again. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, but you have so much in store for you right now, you know?
It's exciting as hell, dude. Yeah, thanks.
Like, and like you were saying, though, don't dwell on the past, you know? Like, I would literally kill to be 17 again, you know?
It's a
dude,
fun age.
Yeah, we had it fucking easy back then, dude. We were just fucking around.
That's
in
the thing
school.
with like high school. You can do whatever you just get away with anything when you're
Get
a little
away
kid.
with anything, just chilling.
Don't have to go to work all day.
It's like, your mom's asking you to do something. It's like, I got football practice.
Or even it's like, I think about like that. What if I started earlier?
Yeah.
It's like, what if I just actually put that work in when I was fucking in high school instead of playing football? What if, you know, I was just making music instead? But say we wouldn't have been friends, maybe, you know, if I didn't play football. We wouldn't really know each other like that, or you know, all this. Everything happens for a reason. I was meant to make music when I started making music seriously, and I'm meant to be where I'm at now. And that's just like, I have that faith that like this present moment is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So even when things aren't going my way, and I'm just like, you know, stressed about it or mad about it, it's just like, I'm meant to be here for a reason, and learn from it and move on to the next fucking part of my life that I will be grateful that I went through all that other shit for. Yeah. Because, you know, it got me to where I'm really supposed to be. It's like, maybe if I did this other shit, I wouldn't be moving to Nashville in 2 weeks, you know. It's like,
would have been off the rails or some shit, doing some
who
crazy
knows,
shit.
Man? Yeah, I could be fucking dead, on drugs, fucking, who knows?
Man, that's what I think about all the time. I'd be like, yo, I really could be in jail. I could be dead. I could be doing
and have no foundation either.
No, nothing. I don't even got $1 because I just spent it on a little rock. You know what I mean? To go smoke that shit. Like, I could really be on Mass Ave chilling. Like, I could really be like that. And I'm so grateful that I'm not. And I'm grateful to be in the present right now, you know? I'm grateful to be here sitting talking to you guys about stuff that we love to do.
Hell yeah.
Love to talk about. Because God knows if I was down the wrong path, I'll be doing some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
It's motivational. It's inspiring, dude, to have these conversations. Like we said earlier, we can look back on these things, but it's like all these conversations become a part of like my mindset moving forward, and it just keeps pushing me to like, dude, just keep having these great conversations that just like inspire us and hopefully other people that are listening to like do what it is that you want to do and have fun with it. Like, we're just chilling, drinking a couple beers on the pod, dude. Like, we're just, and not like we're just fucking around talking about like chicks' asses and shit like that.
Productive conversations.
You know,
like
we're trying to fucking
valuable conversations.
really learn about each other and what, you know, it's been a while, and just to hear what you're going through and just like how strong your mindset is, dude. I'm glad. Like, I didn't really know what this conversation would be like, but it's
thought
just
I would be like, no.
Dude, no, I don't know. I just like don't know like what's
Yeah.
like been going on with you. It's like you just seem like you got a really strong head on your shoulders, and you know what you're passionate about,
Yeah.
and you got what you're working on. So when the time is ready, you'll know, and you'll
Yeah.
put that shit out, and you'll move on, dude. You got your whole life ahead of you. You got 2 years to even be where I'm at, dude. And like, who
Yeah.
knows? You could be doing way even crazier shit, dude. You're
Yeah.
gonna be running Boston, doing shows, like
I
putting that
appreciate
shit
that.
together. And I'll pop out, dude. Like, I'll make my way there,
I'll
dude.
be down in Nashville. What's it called? Broadway? Is that what it's called? Broadway over there?
Leading Broadway girls alone.
You know what I mean? I'll be right over there. Chilling.
Ooh. Dude, that song's so fire.
You listen to that song?
I honestly probably don't know it.
Sam told us about it that's how I found out about the song.
That's how I did too. I was like, what? I didn't even know. this
Morgan
shit was
Wallen and Lil Durk made the song Broadway Girls, and it's like they filmed it on the downtown strip in Nashville, Broadway, and it's just like
Did he talk about that on the podcast?
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah, that's fun.
it's such a fire song. It's like a country rap kind of song.
What type of music do you listen to?
So I'm in the really rock and roll and like heavy metal stuff like that.
Like older rock and roll?
Yeah, I like Black Sabbath,
Mm.
a bunch of stuff. I love so much different shit.
Do you listen to hip hop?
I do. Yeah, I do. I love Kendrick. I love
Juicy J,
Kid Cudi, Juicy J.
Lil Wayne.
Who's your favorite rapper? That's what I wanted to ask.
Favorite rapper? Or
Some of your biggest
influence?
influences,
Okay,
yeah.
because favorite rapper is
It's
hard
too
for me 'cause it
tough to
changes-
say.
Yeah, it changes for me every week. But my biggest influence is G Herbo. I don't know if you guys know who it is.
I
but
know who he is.
Yeah, he is like my biggest. Like I got every song he ever put out downloaded. I know songs that's not even out. You know, like that's like my like he. I sound like a fanboy, but
It's all right.
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah. I learned through listening to him like it's okay to put emotions into music. You don't gotta make the hardest shit of all time. Like really talk about what you going through at that point in your life and let people feel that with you. People cherish that sometimes because what I'm going through might be the same thing that you're going through. You know what I mean? So I really took that into account and just been like, that's what really made me a fan of him, you know? And I try to emulate some of the stuff that he's doing in my own way because it's like, I'm not trying to be a soundbiter, you know? So, but he's really like my biggest influence. There's nobody else that I take into account when I make music. It's just like, thinking about that the whole time. And
I feel like Drizzy Drake is a great example, though, of like putting your emotions into song, like as like one of the most like popular rappers.
But he
like,
can also
ever.
be soundbite too, like he's saying.
Like if I listen to Drake, it's like, oh, it's about a bitch. Let me throw some Drake on to make myself feel better. But as far as like some people like to like, have you ever listened to Kids See Ghosts?
Of course, bro.
Yeah,
I have it on
that's-
vinyl, dude, right over there.
That's like,
I love Cudi, man. Cudi's a huge influence of mine for sure.
but I was watching a documentary and they were talking about like, yeah, this is like us talking about mental health and stuff like that. And I feel like for me, G Herbo does that for me. You know, I listen to a song and I'll like zone out and just like really I'm placed at that point that he's talking about, or I can relate to it. Even though he might not be talking about, I might not be feeling the same thing as him, I can relate to it, you know? Like, it's just like, no matter what it is, it could be a sad song and I'm getting hyped to it because it's like I relate to it and it makes me feel good, you know? Because you overcame something.
Mm-hmm.
Or it'll be a hype song that'll make me sad because it's like, that rubbed me the wrong way, but I feel that what you talking about, you know? So that's really my biggest influence. And some people really say that I sound or try to sound like that, but I really don't try to. It's just like I take what he's saying into account, and he literally is giving people free game. Like any artist will do that to another artist. But yeah, him, and I've been listening to a lot of Babyface Ray. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but his music talks to me too about trying to get to another level, not just trying to be rich, but wealthy, you know? So
It's all about the mindset, man. Your mindset's wealthy. Fucking, I said it in a song of mine too. I was like, fucking, what is it? I'm rich in the mind. I could never be broke.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I have so many ideas that I am willing to bring into existence. I could never fucking be broke.
right.
That's just not like a route I plan on taking. Obviously, like I'm investing a lot in my music and I would go broke, but even that, like, if I were to,
That's not gonna hurt
what
you.
music would come out of that, dude? I might make some like fucking hit out of
Yeah.
going broke, dude, just because that passion is there. It's like I'm putting my all into this, god damn it, you know.
Do you would you rather focus on making hits or making what you like to make, like at that point in time?
Yeah, I think it's important to just focus on what you like to make. It's not up to you to decide whether something's a hit or not. Even though it's like something I make, I really fuck with. I'd be like, oh, this one has more potential to, you know, get more views or plays or whatever.
How do you feel about that?
You know, I don't know. I think of it like, let's see, like I'm trying to think of a good example of like an artist that's quality over quantity. I feel like Kendrick, he drops shit like, I mean, he hasn't dropped since Damn, and every song
We
on
were in
Damn,
high school when that came out.
2017, bro.
I have the fucking CD of Damn in my car, and every song on that fucking album is perfect to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like Drake drops a lot of fucking shit. You know,
Yeah.
he drops a lot, and he's more popular than Kendrick. But there's sound bites and there's stuff that you fucking feel.
Yeah.
So I like Kendrick more than Drake. So that's how I would explain it.
You'd rather listen to good songs than
Yeah.
hits. Yeah, I feel that because this recent CLB or whatever, I was not fucking with that.
I mean, there's a couple good songs on it, but overall, was it like I was blown away? Nah.
would you? So I know this was a little debate: the Drake's album or Kanye's album.
I'm more of a Drake guy, honestly, and I honestly still haven't listened to Donda
Oh, really?
all the way through. I've listened to probably like half of it.
Sam told us the story of going to the Donda premiere.
Yeah, he
That was crazy.
He
It's fucking nuts.
I don't know. I think he called me after or before he went because he went with Ian and
Crazy.
he was like, "Guess where I'm going?" I'm like, "You fucking asshole! Like, you're literally an asshole." And he's like, I'm going to a thing. It's in Chicago. They was in Chicago. I'm like, "You're literally a dickhead. Like, I fucking hate you." But that project to me is literally like, I cherish it. That's like a project that I'll go back to forever. I haven't even thought about going to Drake's project.
But honestly, I have
Once.
been getting into Kanye more recently. Like watching the documentary and shit is super inspiring. And like, even I just listened to the College Dropout for the first time.
Really?
The other day, dude.
That's crazy.
Like I never really listened to that whole album, dude. Honestly, no.
That's
Like-
a little crazy.
I really I want to say
He's got a lot of albums, like
He
a good
does
amount of
have-
albums.
he does.
It's
Probably
hard
like
to listen to an
11, 12.
hour plus of music, you know. There's some long songs on there, and it's
Really?
like there are a lot of good songs on there, but it's like, oh man, you know. Even like Donda is really long project. That's probably why I just still haven't just sat down and listened to it yet. It's just because I'm trying to find the time, man. The
Yeah.
time, dude.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But
I do fuck with Kanye. I've been a Drake fan forever, and even though then it's not like I'm bumping CLB every day. It's like honestly, it was like a few songs I really fucked with off there.
yeah, and it's probably like the party songs, right? Like
Yeah, and it's like that was like the summer vibe, you know. It's
Yeah.
a completely different vibe now.
Like I would never even like through the winter months. You know how we in Massachusetts we get our seasonal depression.
Oh, for
you
sure, dude.
know.
We've talked about this, dude.
We get our
Big
little,
time.
We get our little seasonal depression.
Even
and-
more depressed.
Right? It's like 2 times more than what people in New York be feeling, you know what I mean? But I feel like I can't go to a project like that through my seasonal depression. I have to go to Donda, you know? Like I feel like I have to do something like that because it's like it speaks to me. It's whatever song speaks to you, and people rather listen to the hits and make the hits go nuts because everybody's in it for the clout. Everybody's, you know, they just, you know, instead of listening to stuff that makes them feel good. So
It's super subjective, though, you know.
yeah,
But obviously, with someone, I don't know, with like Drake, it's like you have so many people listening to it. It's obviously like that's what's popular.
yeah.
But yeah, there's obviously people that, you know, love rap music and don't like Drake or
Yeah. Like I also feel like it's the emotional attachment you have to the artist too. Cause I was probably like 4 years old. I was watching a documentary and my mom was like, she's like, I used to love that song. Cause my mom was still pretty young. She's like 40s. And she's like, I used to love that song. I used to play that every day.
With
I'm like,
Kanye?
yes.
Oh
From
my God, yeah, that's
2002.
It was 20 years ago, dude. I mean,
2002. And I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah, that's funny.
You know? And that, I was listening to that at that age, you know?
Speaking of different generations.
Right. And like, even more recently, I started listening to, do you guys know Cameron?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kanye produced for him, and I'm listening to the songs. I'm like, this brought me back to my childhood. So I have an emotional attachment to him, but not like he's my favorite artist. You know, it's more of like, but it's really like for you, probably Drake. He was probably what? I don't even know, young as shit, listening to.
when he first came out.
Yeah,
it was
right. What the
That
forever.
stuff sounds so different. If
Yeah.
you look at it. It definitely does.
And that's
And
the
that's
greatest
also
thing.
inspiring though, because from like Drake being like under someone like Lil Wayne to like pretty much surpass him on like terms of like popularity is like, dude,
Yeah.
he was just this like random kid on Degrassi,
Degrassi,
dude. You know,
The kid in the wheelchair.
it showed that it could
Right.
be. It showed it can be done though. Who's to say that I can't be bigger than Drake?
Yeah.
Obviously, that sounds insane right now. Talking in my little basement, dude, just making music, dude. You know what I mean? But if I put 10 years in the game? Who's to say I can't be on that level of like?
And that's what a lot of artists who are successful and have long term. I'm gonna say this to every artist ever, because I'm literally watching these artists who've been around for 10 years, 11 years, 9 years, 12 years, and they just starting to get big right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my G Herbo, my favorite artist. He's been doing this for 9 years. He didn't catch his break until 2018 when he dropped the shit with Juice WRLD.
Yeah, that song's Bob. That's
You know,
PTSD. Sorry.
like he didn't catch his break until then, and then he really started to really go up. Other than that, before that, he was just a street artist who wasn't gonna last long. You know, Young Boy, he's been doing this forever. 16 years old. He's 2015, 2014 doing this. And now it's 2022. He's still around, you know. Like, people, like we were saying earlier, you got to be in it for the long haul. And I don't know. It's just, people got to recognize that you're not going to get rich off of the first song that you drop.
That's how you know we are in it, bro.
Yeah,
for
literally.
fucking the long haul. And when people see us fucking stunting in 10 years, it's gonna be like, hey,
I
you know?
I had to have people like telling me, like, bro, you know that this is not like, you not going, there's a good chance that you're not going to get rich off of this one song, right? I'm like, bro, I'm about to get rich.
I'm not
this
trying to hear that, dude.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God,
I'm like, I'm about to, this shit's about to go dumb. Like,
don't
I'm
bring
just-
some bullshit negative energy around,
right?
dude.
But I had to realize, like, oh, they're right in some cases, you know, like, I can't just bank on this one song to do it all for me. Like, my life is gonna
Yeah, you
change. It's
gotta
like,
stay consistent
and hard work. The hard work will eventually pay off. So
and get better and improve. And if you're just always looking to improve, that's
yeah,
all you can do. I really think, you know, that's just all I've tried to do is just get better. And that's just like, it just happens, you know, when you're actually making the effort to do that shit.
for sure.
So if we do that for another 10 years, dude, it's like, fuck, we're going to be looking back on this pod episode when we were filming a new pod episode, bringing back some of these clips, and we're just like
Right.
balling the fuck out, doing whatever the fuck we want in like our own house, studio, fucking whatever it is, dude.
And sometimes I'll literally, like you're saying 10 years, I'll be like, I don't got 10 years. You know what I
It
mean?
could be 3 to 5, could be less than that, dude. Could be
Yeah.
more, you know.
Like,
It's not up to us, man. That's,
yeah, it really is not. It's whoever.
I mean, some of it is like we got to put the work in, but like the recognition and respect and whatever comes and like the
Yeah.
fame, whatever, that's up to everybody else.
yeah, for sure.
And that's why I think you just got to not try to please them and make what's true to you. And because that's what people will fucking respect you for, is that you stay true to yourself rather than just being like,
Yeah.
let's talk about fucking tits and ass, dude. Get some chicks shaking their ass on here, and we're just like fucking around saying God knows what, dude. Like not actually having a meaningful conversation.
And this has probably been, I've had so many like I'll literally finish my session like I don't know, probably a little bit early. I mean, I haven't been doing that, but before I was doing that and having conversations like this, picking at people's brains, taking in what they're saying. Like there's stuff that you said today and you said today that I'm gonna take home with me and like really try to apply that to my art, you know? Like I'm gonna really take that in and just work towards something better. Like we're saying a long haul, sometimes I'll really be like, this is taking too fucking long. Like literally it's taking too long.
It's testing your patience, dude. You gotta fucking learn to be patient.
For someone who's been doing it for a little while already, you probably at first was like, damn, this shit is ass. This is taking a long time.
I'm a very impatient person.
Me too. But you learn the patience, and I gotta I'm taking stuff like that into account, you know. So
I'm glad, dude. I'm glad to hear it. It's fucking awesome. And you can always even just like you can always reach out to me and ask me whatever the fuck it is you want to ask me, dude. Like I'm always willing to, you know.
Yeah, I was like, I had him. I was like,
share my experiences, dude. Like I went through shit, and you know. So
when I hit you, I was like, let me hit him. Let me see, because I don't want him to leave and me not tap in. You know
there you
I mean?
go. Yeah,
and,
no, that's a perfect example.
I was a little like, oh, maybe he's gonna be like, oh, okay, like, all right, you want to do it, like, but it was like it felt good. He was like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it. Like this is gonna be sick, you know, like this is gonna be dope. So like, at least that's the energy I got from the text, you know what I mean? And then
we gonna make it work, bro. You know, that's like we got 3 weeks from yesterday until I'm gone, you know? So I got 20 days.
Clock is fucking ticking.
And like we're trying to hit 20 episodes. So we already knew we had to fit in like a couple extra episodes. It's just a matter of like who we're getting. So when you said that you're into
we usually film on Mondays, and Vinny was like, dude, my buddy wants to go. I was like, absolutely.
You guys do it every Monday?
Every Monday.
Fire. At least it's consistent.
Yeah.
For the most part,
That's like one thing I'll say, like, I think the best thing to do, like, we're talking about quality over quantity a lot. The best thing to do is just keep getting better, keep training.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to put everything out.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep going at it, like we keep going at this, you put out a lot of stuff. And I think that's just the most important thing.
You guys satisfied with the feedback right now? For the most part?
with the podcast.
Yeah.
We're happy with it. We're happy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy, you know.
Yeah, we got
It's kind of, you know, like we don't have 1 million views. We got, you know, a
say
couple.
good like 35 people.
That's kind of more liberating. That's kind of liberating too, because it's like, you know, there's not that many people watching. We can say whatever the fuck we want. Like it's not the biggest deal in the world, you know.
Yeah, and you know, some episodes do better.
We've had some, you know, like Sam was a really great guest. Like we had your buddy on where he talked about who did he talk about? Aaron Carter or something? No,
Bauer.
Bauer, yeah. And it blew up. It's got like 300 views or something. It was kind of cool, you know.
Yeah,
it's
but
cool.
You know,
it's just
the best part is though, like the people that we have on the podcast, like are supporting. You know, it means a lot to me that you're supporting. You're fucking with what we're doing. We can have you on, have a great conversation. My sister comes on the podcast.
Yeah.
Not like she's doing like anything like
Outlandish,
creative, you know, that she wants to
just talk and have
promote
a good
about.
time.
We're just gonna have a great conversation for the pod. You know, just having all different types of people on, like Sam's more in graphic design, videography, having that perspective on the podcast. We've had a lot of musicians on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's good to hear about everyone's different experiences. And it's just dope to have this platform where we can just sit and have fun. And I have people that want to come on.
Yeah.
They see that I've been putting in the work. We've been putting in the work for 16 episodes. It's like we still get people like, we're not going to be able to fit everyone that wants to come on before I leave.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you reached out and we could make it happen.
Yeah.
Because, you know, not everyone's going to be able to come on before I leave. I literally have 1 or 2 more spots left.
Really?
And then I'm fucking done. Like, my mom's the last episode.
That's going to be dope, huh? That's going to be a good one, huh?
Before I leave, my mom's the last episode. We're going to get turned with my mom on the pod.
This is going to be good for just because I know we was talking a little bit about some of the guys that I know or whatever, they gonna tap into this, and y'all gonna have. I'm not saying that I'm gonna be like the one that, you know what I mean, but I'm saying that this is the help.
Right,
that
you
we're
build
getting
it.
from each other.
Yeah,
You know,
The
exactly.
word of
we're-
mouth.
Yeah,
shit,
the word
like,
of mouth is
Yeah.
real. Yeah, for sure.
like people that fuck with you are gonna tune in who may not know who the fuck we are. What
Yeah.
up, Chenzo?
Yeah, right. And there's people that's probably from your grade who don't even remember me and shit like that. And they just gonna be like, oh shit, I'm glad to see this little nigga's doing something.
Doing
You know
his
what I
thing,
mean?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so and it works both ways. It's not. I'm not looking at like I don't have to be on this shit. I just wanted to, you know, it's just like I said earlier, is we're all trying to help each other get to our end goal, you know? Like
Yeah.
we
And
wanna,
show love while we're still around, dude. When
You
we
know?
have the opportunity to do it. Like I'm gonna be gone for the next year or
yeah,
so,
right.
dude.
I know,
It's
what am I gonna do? Just sit there and be like, damn, he's really going nuts right now. Like I really should have just texted him and like, why not?
Dude, come through to Nashville. We'll get you on the podcast again, bro. When I got it going down there.
Yeah, I just feel like everybody should be like that. It doesn't matter how small an artist or a podcaster or a photographer, videographer, whatever it is, work with them, because everybody's also like, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, we talked
everybody's
about
trying
that.
to get their foot in the door, you know. So I'm looking at it like that. Like I've only done probably one other or two other podcasts before, and it's like I got to really start learning how to like talk and stuff like that.
You got a
too.
great voice, man. You've been
Yeah.
great
I
tonight. You have a lot of good stuff to say.
I felt there wasn't too many pauses or anything.
No,
Yeah,
dude,
good.
no.
that's-
This went really smooth.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
for
good.
sure, for sure.
For sure.
Good, because I feel like that. I don't know. I watch other shit and then be like trying to film the thing. It's
But
I-
we've
it
had
gets
those
awkward.
Trust
And
me,
we
man.
chop it up.
There's a moment where we're all like,
Yeah, we gotta
it's like a dead silence for a
Right?
minute.
It's just a little
You gotta
We've
edit.
had those.
gotta edit that shit, dude. And you just get more comfortable doing it as you
Yeah.
go on. At least you've been on a podcast before. You're a little bit more comfortable. But I also think it's legendary to like. I've had people on this podcast that have never been on anybody else's podcast before. So for the rest of my life, I can say the first time that they ever were on a podcast was
It's
on
yours,
Endless
yeah.
Enjoyment podcast.
And they gonna look up if they never don't do one for 7 years from now. It's yours. That's gonna pop
Yeah.
up. if people
And maybe
is
the next
looking it
time
up.
he's also on mine, dude. You
Right.
know.
Like I look at it like X on No Jumper. He was the only one who did an interview at that point. Like that was the only platform he was on. And that shit is going through the roof still to this day. It's like that's dope as fuck to have that opportunity, and you guys both have that opportunity to see people or talk to people that you may not have talked to in a while, or you see them every day and you're talking to them, and they have goals for themselves, and it's giving you something and they're getting something. It's not just take.
But it's also like we believe in these artists just
Yeah.
as much as we believe in ourselves. Like that's what I've said about having the people I've had on this podcast. I believe in these people just as much as I believe in myself. They deserve all the love and support and shit. So it's like,
I believe in you too, even though I might not know every artist, but we all trying to make it out together, you know.
fuck yeah, man.
So,
All right, so where are you trying to be, and what's the future goals? Like you're dropping this new project later this year.
yeah, so I'm dropping a project. We'll say summer. Looking at the summer, maybe late spring. No dates. But looking at dropping that sometime soon, and that's really what I'm focused on right now. I haven't even really thought about where I want to take this. I thought about it a little bit at one point, being like an A&R or something like that, and getting into that field, and eventually getting to where I'm securing music to where I can help other people, you know, because this is not a hard. I mean, this is a very hard industry to get into, you know. So like, I want to help people be able to understand it and stuff like that. But right now, it's just focusing on me, because the other people don't matter right now. I don't know who those people are, but focusing on this project and helping the people that I know right now, you know. So you guys, not helping you, but
Just building.
You
the,
are, man.
building
Of
the-
course
yeah.
you are.
building the networking.
Yeah.
This is a industry of networking and making good friendships, you know, and making sure it's long lasting.
For sure, you just met Kyle, dude. Now that's like a contact you have,
Right.
dude. Me and you get to
Absolutely.
catch up after all these years. It's further solidifying our
Yeah.
relationship, dude. Like,
And I'm glad it wasn't like weirdo vibes where it's like, you know,
Yeah, no.
it could have been very weird.
it's
you
picking
know?
up from
It
where we
it
left
always
off, dude.
is.
Me and
Yeah.
this kid chatting on the sidelines, dude. Just
Just,
fucking
like talking weird shit. We just talking about whatever. It's just like
probably
you know,
music, dude.
yeah,
Life,
our
dude.
little high
Smoking
school
dope,
eyes,
dude.
just like you know, you little. Imagine you 17, 18 years old. It's like, what are you talking? Like, what are you talking about?
You're fucking around,
Yeah,
dude.
right. Just looking at- it's like, oh, what you about to go do after pasta dinner?
Smoke dope.
Smoke. We're probably gonna go back to the field and go play a little bit of football. Like, huh? I couldn't even think about doing that right now. But this was like a good, constructive conversation, and I learned a lot from you guys. I hope you guys learned a lot from me and my mindset of things, because there's probably a bunch of artists out there who think like how I do, of whether it comes to production, dropping, and all that type of shit within their art. So, yeah.
Absolutely, man. Hey, you know, like Vinny said, you have a good head on your shoulders for sure. Just hearing you talk, and like, I mean, we're only Vinny's 23, I'm 22, but you're mature for 21, just turning 21.
Yeah.
You got a good head on your shoulders,
I
man.
appreciate that, for real, because I know some kids who's my age and they
Yeah,
start
yeah,
acting
yeah.
like
You
they
know.
17, 18 years old, and I'm like, bro, you got to wake the fuck up, because
There's the thing though, if we put the work in now, we could be having, you know, way crazier times when we're 30, dude.
yeah,
than, like,
you be chilling, take a
rather
seat
than
back.
partying your 20s away, not putting in any, like, you know, long-term
work.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to pay off 10 years from now. We work our ass off now. When we're 30s, we could be fucking balling the fuck out while people are fucking working 9 to 5s for the rest of their fucking life. Not like shitting on it, but like,
it's
that's
just
not for
some-
me. Yeah,
that's not something I'm looking
No,
forward
thank
to,
you.
You know,
Because I'm fine, you know, not really partying too much now and just focusing on my craft and my work and the podcast and fucking music
yeah.
and forming good relationships with people that will pay off in the long run, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we're both going to win, dude, and I just want to see us both fucking eating, dude.
Everybody wants to see. I'm so happy that people want to see each other eat. You know, like,
You can come by my table, bro.
right? Like
You're
some
cool.
people would be like, "No, you
You want
can't
some meatballs, man?
Yeah, right.
Have a plate.
But some people will literally be like, "Yo, you can't. We not in the same lunchroom right now." You know,
Yeah,
people
fuck
will
all that.
literally think like that though, and that's like I was saying. That's such like a Massachusetts way to think. Like people are all hating all the fucking time.
You
It's
think
like,
that's
everyone
a mass thing? I
bitches
feel like
and
that's more of
whines.
just like that little fucking immature high school mindset.
I
too,
think it's
that's
a
like-
mass thing because we don't have no big artists and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, so everyone thinks it's kind of like just really
It's like-
unrealistic.
Yeah,
dude.
it's just like I don't even know. Like I'll just be sitting there thinking sometimes, be like, "Yo, you're a dumbass."
But
Like,
then you have people like fucking Sam, dude, you know,
who proved already. So if he could do it, why do you think I can't do it? Why do you think that Vinny can't do it? Why do you think that Kyle can't do it? You know. So like,
yeah, it's just really limiting mindset.
yeah,
That
it's
holds
just like
you
you're a
back.
loser. That's what I think of. I'm like, yo, you're literally a loser. Like throw an L in your head because that shit is
Yeah,
crazy.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah,
And we just out here living the dream. Everyone's on their own time, you know.
yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. When shit's right, shit will fucking go your way, I guess. You know, it's like you gotta roll with it and see what happens.
How much time we've been?
We ain't
doing
even
this?
long.
I'm like,
It's
yeah.
that time. Oh my god.
Yeah, we an hour and 54
It's
minutes. That
9:40.
shit flew by because I felt like I just checked that and it said an hour and 15 minutes, and then we just did like
we went deep,
How-
dude.
How long is you guys podcast usually?
we usually do like about an hour and a half
Go
to
check how
2
long it's-
hours. It's-
Okay.
Yeah, I
Check.
just checked right here. Bro.
Well, how long?
It's an hour and 55 minutes.
Oh my god.
Which is
Damn.
like yeah, our longest episode is 2 hours and 8 minutes. And
Just straight conversation, just straight
bro.
talking.
I mean, this was a good conversation. Like, I just asked her about, you know, your future goals and, you know, like what you got going on next. So, I mean, I think this is a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Gentlemen.
For sure. It was a great podcast. Thanks,
yeah.
man. Thanks
Anything
for
else
coming
you
on,
want to
dude.
say, ask, you know?
Follow me on IG. Always gotta say.
Shout
that.
out.
You know
Go
what
look
I
at the
mean?
camera.
Lani3x ___.
I got one more question. Hold up. Where did
Oh.
the name Lani 3 times come from?
Me and Sam was I don't even know what the fuck we was doing. We was sitting somewhere and he was just like, name yourself Lani3x. That's just dope. That's just dope. I'm like,
That kind of sounded like Sam.
I'm like, yo, what? Like, I might just run with my name. You know what I mean? Just like running. You know what I mean? 'Cause that sometimes works out for people. But I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Like, that's not a bad idea. So then I was just like, fuck it. We did it. We put all the shit that we had to do, changed the handle, did everything, and then now Lani3x. You feel me? So.
Lani.
Right. But yeah, follow me out Instagram, Lani3x __ and be on the lookout for the new project coming out soon.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fucking go.
Yeah, right. Thank you guys for having me on the podcast. This
Thank
was really
you, man.
fun. It was productive and I learned a lot tonight. So
Of course, bro. Always here for you. If you need anything, man. We need to collab on some music, dude.
for sure.
I'm
for
so
sure.
just interested to see what that would sound like, especially just with where your head's at. We got similar mindsets, dude. If we could just make some like melodic fucking rap, dude, that some fucking people will fuck with, dude.
I'm down.
Let's fucking get it, bro. Episode 16 of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast.
Enjoy.
I'm V Chenzo. I'm here with Kyle Shea.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, bud.
And
Lani
Great.
3x.
Lani3x.
Our special guest on the pod, Norton Boys Gang. Enjoy. Thank you. Enjoy.
That was dope.
And I'm rocking out with a ski mask. I just popped in with a ski mask, pushed out the whip, and I'm asking where the keys at. Why you asking where I'm looking, nigga? Like you really can't see that? Told bro to pull up to the trap, cause I'm serving with a need that. And I see how I'm moving on, pulled up, and I'm rocking out with a ski mask.